Orders of the President of the United States. Detail. Fallout.
The years of war in Iraq and Afghanistan have come with a human cost beyond the thousands of deaths and injuries. Repeated, grueling deployments of American troops. And that's made recruiting new personnel even harder. But now, President Trump wants a bigger army. He's ordered the largest single-year increase in recruitment targets in the history of the armed services. The U.S. Army has been told to enlist 80,000 new troops this year, up from 68,000 last year, a challenge that recruiters are going to struggle to meet. In response, they're using new tactics and higher incentives. But they're also trying something else: looser standards.
Good afternoon. My name is Major James Rowlett. I'm the commanding officer here at the Louisville MEPS. I want to congratulate you for being mentally and physically qualified for military service. Detail. Tan who? Ma'am, gentlemen, raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. I.
This is the main military recruitment processing center for the state of Kentucky.
The orders of.
It's processed more than 900 new applicants to the armed forces since the start of the year.
Detail. Fallout.
All of those applicants were signed up by recruiters trained at nearby Fort Knox, the center of the Army's new recruitment push.
The 80,000, that's a historic level for recruitment targets, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have had a mission of this magnitude before, but not when the unemployment has been as low as it is right now.
Major General Snow heads up the Army's recruitment mission.
What do you think the number one question was? Are they going to deploy, right? So when they asked me, I looked them straight in the eyes and I said, ma'am, more than likely, yes. I said,
but he and his recruiters have a tough job ahead of them.
When I told them that, you should see their face.
The strong economy has made the Army's offer of secure employment and nice benefits less attractive. And the pool of young Americans who are even eligible for military service has shrunk dramatically, thanks in large part to the rise in obesity.
It's a very challenging climate, given the magnitude of our mission. But a lot of folks want to talk about, well, you know, some of the challenges out there, only 3 in 10 can actually meet the qualifications to actually serve. The challenge we have is really getting the word out to the youth today.
Has it been tough to recruit people, though, given the last almost 2 decades of wars?
Yes. I mean, I will say in that case, the research shows that the Army is the toughest to recruit for. And I don't want to make light of that. The reality is our job is to fight and win our nation's wars.
To find the people who will fight those wars, the Army is hiring 1,000 new recruiters. It's increasing recruitment bonuses and pay. Its recruiters have become adept at using and monitoring Instagram and Facebook to do targeted recruitment. And the Army's created a new program for future soldiers to ensure that people who want to enlist have a better chance of meeting the job requirements and making it through basic training.
Are there more recruits that, say, have further to go before they're service ready?
We definitely look at the whole person concept. We'll look at that individual, assess that individual. If they don't meet the requirement, we'll work with them.
Here on the outskirts of Louisville, Future Soldiers training takes place once a week. New enlistee Noah Wolf was recruited specifically to work in the Army's cyber unit. Dwayne James is an older recruit. Taylor Greenwell is currently working on losing weight so she can enlist in the coming weeks.
I was actually on Facebook and I was scrolling through my friends and I saw that I had friended a couple of recruiters. We scheduled an appointment and from that day on I've just been contacting him.
Well, what was your first contact with a recruiter? Were you thinking about the Army before that?
My mom, she was always afraid that if I went in the military that something bad would happen. But my stepdad, obviously being a veteran, brought a whole new viewpoint into my life. And he said, though he may have had a lot of struggles, that the military has probably been the best experience of his life.
So you're working to get in shape so you can enlist?
I was 220 pounds. I didn't think that I was going to be able to do it. I know that the Future Soldiers training has helped too.
So do you guys ever feel like you're just numbers to the Army, like they're trying to recruit as many people as possible?
I think from the outside, when you start the process, you kind of are, but that changes whenever you get to your company or wherever setting they're going to be in.
A lot of people are were telling me not to go.
So like your high school friends were like, stick around.
Yeah, don't go to the military. You're crazy. You'll be in war. But I mean, looking on the positive side, you think about the benefits, you think about the experience, the travel, the money. So.
More recruiters and new training programs have helped the Army reach people like Taylor, Noah, and Dwayne. But it's still struggled to hit targets. So the military has done something else to make recruiting easier. It's relaxed standards.
If you go ahead and follow me, please.
Okay.
You get numbers with tests?
Yes, I always want to win.
Okay. Go ahead, take a seat.
To join the armed forces, you still have to have a high school diploma or GED. Then you have to take a basic reading and math test. Usually recruits have to score at least in the 31st percentile. But the Army also allows some recruits to enroll despite scoring below the minimum. And in the last couple years, that number has risen.
I have finished.
How do you think you did?
I don't know, the math is a little rusty.
Okay, all right, let's go check it out. All right, you did extremely well. Okay, so out of these 4...
At this Louisville recruiting center, Sergeant Bowman has to get 17 people on average to walk through the door each week.
Do you ever think like, oh, I've got this recruit, he's kind of on the line, but I'm gonna push him in because we gotta get our numbers up?
No, only because if they don't meet the standard, then they don't meet the standard. There's no gray area, it's black and white.
What would you tell an applicant who maybe had a drug conviction or some other criminal record?
Yeah, so what we would do is we would go through the same exact process. We would
A moral waiver.
We would do a moral waiver, yes. So it's the same exact process. You're gonna test, you're gonna do the physical. Once you're test qualified and physically qualified, then we gather all the law violation paperwork or the court documents, and we send that up to our waivers analysts.
While the number of waivers issued has stayed roughly the same since 2013, the number of moral waivers has risen sharply, especially for marijuana offenses. It's become easier for people with past episodes of mental illness to enroll. And for several years now, the Army has allowed people who are technically obese to enlist. Some of these changes, like the looser attitude toward weed, may make sense. And the Army is adamant that the changes will have no impact on the caliber of people it's hiring.
If you see any of your friends that might be struggling and may need some extra direction,
But the truth is, they don't really know what difference the new standards will make. And Trump's new recruitment push will put them under more and more pressure as the year goes on.
Are you concerned about the quality of candidates for this position?
Absolutely not. We do a great job of screening our applicants. We're not shortchanging the standard at all.